Hey, shalom, Akim, shalom. Shalom, Akim. Right, this is your brother Zakari Yalla. This is brother Zakari Yalla out here, branched in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Before I get started with this live camp, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's going to come. Shalom to the Akwaf that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all, Barak Hashem. All right, so let's get this going. Let's get this going, man. This the title of this camp is going to be The Great Reset. The Great Reset, man. Right? We're gonna dig into that. We're gonna dig into this great reset, man, because there are two resets that's trying to be that's in a struggle. You know what I'm saying? That's in a struggle right now to be enacted, right? Two resets, one on the left side, one on the right side, right? We know about that great reset that Klaus Schwab's talking about. Right, that great reset where everyone's going to be autonomous or automated, right? Everyone's gonna have their biology changed. Everyone's gonna have computing in their system, for lack of better words, right? Because we can't say what we can't say what it is blatantly, right? We can't say what's about to be done here, right? You can't say what's about to be done here, you know what I'm saying, with this Caragna, right? We can't say that. We can't say that they're planning on destroying this system that everybody's used to monetarily and introducing a new one, right? That's going to rely heavily and primarily on what you have inside your body. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, without saying what it is, right? But that's on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, you're gonna have GMO food. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be eating bugs, so on and so forth, right? How you doing, kid? So on and so forth. You're gonna have that. You're gonna have everything goes, man. You're gonna be stuck in the metaverse, all types of shit that's gonna happen on the left-hand side. That's the great reset that Esau wants, man. His great reset is him basically getting the birthright, right? Him getting the birthright back. The same birthright that he sold to his brother Jacob. The same one that he sold to his brother Jacob for some fucking meat. You see? That's the great reset in his mind. That he can take down 95% of the whole population and leave like 500 million jokers left standing. And ain't none of them gonna be niggas. Ain't none of them niggas spicks, wetback tontos, you know what I'm saying? None of you Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? He's about to eradicate all of us. That's what's going on in his mind. In his mind, he's going to complete this process. You know what I'm saying? He's going to complete this process. He's going to have the dominion, right, for eternity. This is what he's been turning on CERN for, right? This is what he's been turning to these witches and warlocks for. All right? This is what he plans to do. But let's talk about what's going on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, also we're dealing with a history, and we're dealing with a future. You see what I'm saying? That's what a reset is. A reset is to reboot the system, or to reset it back to where it used to be. You see? Reset, do over. And when you look at all the shit that's going on out here, you gotta understand that this place desperately needs a do-over. You see what I'm saying? This place needs a reset. But we cannot have no reset done by Esau's means. You see what I'm saying? We cannot have no reset done by his actions. You see? He's talking about the world. The pollution is too high. The same pollution that he caused. He's talking about the water is polluted. He's the one that dumped the oil, right? When he's the one that dumped the waste, you know what I'm saying, into the rivers and whatnot to save a buck. You see what I'm saying? To save $1. This is the result of what he did. This is the result of what he has done, man. You see what I'm saying? Right? So let's start with the beginning. Let's go to the beginning. I got a couple points that I wrote down, man. You know, we're gonna deal with this reset on the right-hand side. Right? Let's start off with this. A status of old. A status of old. How did this all begin? You got to go back to the beginning of when it first started, right? How was it before everything turned the way it did? Right? If we're resetting back to something, then we got to know what that something was in the beginning, right? If I'm gonna reset my computer and do a reboot, then it's got to go back to factory settings. You see what I'm saying? It's got to go back to factory settings, man. All right, let's go to Genesis, the first chapter. Okay, Genesis chapter 1. Let's get to the point here. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 24. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind." Right? When you talk about the word God here, is going into the Elohim. When you look into the ancient Hebrew, right into the Hebrew text, it says Elohim. Now Elohim. You see what I'm saying? Plural, meaning there were multiple architects, if you will, right? Multiple people multiple spirits that was constructing everything. You see what I'm saying? And in the scriptures, it's talking about the first fruits. Those are the first fruits. Those are the ones that was here in the beginning. Beginning with who? At the start of it was who? Was the first spirit created, which was Yahawah, right? The only begotten, the firstborn. Right? Salaki, it's a little windy out here. All right. Verse 24 again, it says in Yahawah, Salaki, and the Elohim, Salaki, let me read that again. And Elohim said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after his kind." And it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. Right? And Elohim said, "Let us make man in our image." Right? Let us make man in our image, and after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And so the Elohim created, created man in his image, in the image of power, created he him, male and female created he them, right? But under Esau's reset, he's trying to break down those boundaries, those ordinances. He's trying to break it down and saying that there is no male and female. There's not two genders. You know what I'm saying? It's not a duality of 2 and 2. No, it's multiplicity of whatever you want to call it. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on under his reset. That's what's going on under his rulership, man. All right. Verse 18, and Lord Power said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. Slack. And I will make him an helpmeet for him. Okay? So this is going back to the reset, man, or to the beginning, Slack, to the beginning. Okay, so let's go to the book of John. Salak. Bear with me, Aki. Salak. Come on. My apologies, brethren. All right. John chapter 1. Okay, John chapter 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with power, and the Word was power. The same was in the beginning with power. Okay? The same was in the beginning with power, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? So we're talking about the beginnings, the origins. You know what I'm saying? The same was in the beginning. Okay? The same was in the beginning. A status of old, right? That's the point right here, the status of old. The status of old began with Yahawashi. The status of old began with Yahawashi, man. Alright? And Yahawashi created the first fruits that were with him. Okay? The first fruits that was in the that was before the foundation. These were the architects, man. These were the ones that created the life. These were the ones that was creating the birds and the trees. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain brothers out here who have strong affinity or strong gravity towards plants or towards certain animals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It could be that they were one of those spirits, you know what I'm saying, that helped to create these creatures. It could be that they were one of these spirits, right? That was in the beginning, working with Yahawah. Okay? And these are those spirits that the most that Yahawah was praying to the Most High to protect. These are those same spirits that Yahawah was praying for. All right. Let's go there. Let's go to John chapter 17. Okay, John chapter 17. Let's start at the top. John 17:1. It says, these words spake Yahawah, and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. As thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. Okay? And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahawah HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. Right? For those like Sakari and them that say we don't have to glorify Yahawah as well as the Father. You know what I'm saying? It says it right here, to glorify the Son as well as the Father, to glorify in one. You see what I'm saying? Let me read that again. And this is life. And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true power, and Yahawah HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. Right? The same one whom the Lord sent. Verse 4 says, I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the earth was. You see? Before the earth was. This is that ancient ordinance. This is that ancient order. All right? This is that ancient ancient brotherhood, beginning with Yahawah. Right? And then it goes into the first fruits, the ones that he had as his disciples, and the disciples under their disciples that followed them. Right? Let's get into it. Let's get into this. It says, I have manifested thy name unto the men, which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, right? Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. You see? You see, this is going into the AHPARYAM, the same spirits that was in the beginning of reincarnated over and over, and here they are back again in their lots at the end of days, the same way that it was said to Daniel. The same way it was said to Daniel that you will stand in your lot in the end of days, man. It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Right? I have manifested thy name unto the men, which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest me them, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. The same thing is what the scriptures say, man. Like I stir into your pure mind, right? That you may remember them, right? Pure mind. You see? Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. You see? and they was sent to, and they was going to go out to do the work. They was going to go out to be able to fish for the men, for the children of Israel, right? The men, women, and children. All those of the house of Israel who would be of the elect. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're out here for. We're out here for the elect's sake. And Yahawashi will get into that. Check this out. It says, I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that that thou didst send me. I pray for them. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. You see what I'm saying? For they are thine. The first fruits are his, man, and he gave them unto him. Right? The election are the Most High's, and he gave that same lot to Yahawashi. You see? That's why he said, I am the good shepherd. My sheep hear my voice. You see what I'm saying? And he said the things that he speaks is not of his own, man. It's of the Most High's. It says, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. You see what I'm saying? He's glorified in the elect. He's not glorified in all of Israel. He's glorified in the election thereof. You see what I'm saying? 144,000 and the large multitude that will follow them. Right? It says, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father. Keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are one. You see what I'm saying? That's the holy body. That is the holy body. That's the house of David, man. The house of David. And it's going to be a glorious reunion. It's going to be a glorious and magnificent reunion when he comes back to regather his elect, as it is written in Matthew the 24th chapter. Right? While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost. All right? None of them is lost. That's why the scripture says, as none of the wheat would be sifted out. None of them will fall. As wheat sifted, none would fall to the ground, man. It's talking about the election. It's talking about the election. Preserve both my oil and wine. Right? It's talking about the elect. It's talking about the elect men, women, and children, man. Beginning with the 144,000 men that would go out here and would preach the word, preach the gospel to the four winds. You see what I'm saying? To gather the elect, right? First in spirit, because they have to be marked for exemption, given that thawah, man. They must be sealed. They must be sealed. That's how this works, right? While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves, man. That they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. The first thing comes is the understanding. The first thing that comes is the understanding of wisdom and knowledge, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what brings us complete joy. Right? What did the apostle say while he was in prison? He said, I make myself happy, bro. I make myself happy. You see what I'm saying? How you doing, man? Right? That they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word. I have given them thy word. Okay, and the world has hated them. And the world has hated them. The same thing is going to happen to us. The same thing is going to happen to us. There has to be a persecution. There has to be a persecution upon the saints, man. There has to be. Right? because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world, man. You got brothers out here, man. You got brothers and sisters. You brothers and sisters, you feel like you've gone throughout this whole world, man. You've gone throughout life, that and you just couldn't seem to fit in or nothing like that. You just couldn't seem to have no friends on the side. You couldn't seem to have any means of having things go your way. You know, just throwing that out. Just throwing that out, man. You know, the one beloved brother, Gabar Adama, I believe it's Gabar Adama who did this one. He had a video going into the fact that if things ain't going your way, it could be because you're of the chosen. You see what I'm saying? That you're of the chosen, right? There could be scenarios where you were in, and you know that there was no way you should have gotten out of that, but some way you got out of that, right? There may be many of you brothers and sisters out there that just don't feel like you you can fit in. You know what I'm saying? All throughout high school, all throughout college, all throughout whatever. You know what I'm saying? Through your adult life, you just don't seem to fit in with anybody. You see, like everything seems to be, it seems to be contrary to who you are, right? It could be that you're of the chosen. It could be that you're of that holy stock. You see what I'm saying? And the word holy means to be separate, right? Why? Because they are not of the world. That's why. Because you are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. You see, when times of trouble and turmoil and chaos and mayhem comes down like a flood, you see what I'm saying, sweeps through. Listen, man, the Most High, Yahawah prayed to the Most High that we don't be taken out of that trouble, but to be in it and protected and endure through it. You see, that's why the scriptures say that I will bring my elect through the fire. Zechariah chapter 13 verse 8. Right? That they might come through the fire. But the wheat and the chaff, they're gonna be burnt up. Right? They're gonna be burnt up. You know what I'm saying? The stubble. That's what I meant. The stubble. Right? The stubble, the wood, that's going to be burnt up, not the gold and the silver, right? You see what I'm saying? Verse 16, they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is the truth, man. That's what it goes in the book of Psalms, right? Psalms 119, verse 142, right? His law is the truth, man. You see what I'm saying? So it's going in. So we're going into a status that was once in the beginning, man. A status that we once had. Let's go to Romans. I believe it's in Romans. Right? Let's hit this real quick. This is Romans chapter 11. Romans chapter 11, verse 2. It says, the Most High God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Which he foreknew. Right? The Most High hasn't cast away those that he foreknew, man. Alright? Look. The Most High ain't cast away his people that he foreknew, man. He knew us from the beginning. Right? Thine they were, and thou gavest them me. It might be in 1 Corinthians. Okay. Trying to find that one piece. First fruits. Right? Can't seem to find it right now. How you doing? And this wind ain't helping out, man. It's lucky. Right? This one was in. This one. Yeah. Yeah, Salakia Akim. I don't think I'll be able to grab this one. I don't think I'll be able to grab this one. Low one, I find it, but I can get this though. Let's get this one. Let's get Let's get Philippians. Let's go to Philippians chapter 2. Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. It says, fulfill ye my joy. Right? Yahawah went into joy, man. You know what I'm saying? That they may have his joy. Right? And we went into how you would obtain joy through the wisdom, through the knowledge and the understanding, right? Through the Most High's laws, through the Most High's ordinances. You see what I'm saying? It says, fulfill ye my joy, that ye may be like-minded. That ye may be like-minded. You know what I'm saying? When Yahawah was praying unto the Most High, he said that they may be one as we are one, like-minded. You see what I'm saying? Christians will say that well, he said you and I are one. That means that the Most High is Yahawah, but that's not it. That's not it. They're two separate entities, man. Two separate beings, man. The Most High created Yahawah, right? He's not going to be praying to himself. It's talking about we are in one mind, right? Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind. Let each esteem other better than themselves. Okay? Alright? Let me see something real quick. Bear with me, Akim. Alright, so let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14. It says 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. It says, let all things be done decently and in order. right? Let all things be done decently and in order. So when we was talking about the Most High, His Son, and then the elect, the first, the ones that would be in dominion with Him. You see what I'm saying? The ones that would be in dominion, that He would share His dominion with. These are the ones that was with Him in the beginning, and these are the ones that He was praying for. Okay? 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 23, it says, but every man in his own order, right? Let everything be done decent and in order. But every man in his own order. Hamashiach, the first fruits, afterward, they that are Hamashiachs at His coming. Right? Then cometh the end, when He shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when He shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. Right? So it's going into all that. But the point was made, man, that this is dealing with the first fruits that was with Him in the beginning, that was with Him in the time of creation. Right? Fix this. It's locky. What's going on there? All right, so a status of old. A status of old. Oh yeah, let me get that real quick. Before I jump to the next point, let me get one more precept. Let's go to Luke. All right, Luke chapter 1. I want to give verse 1 real quick. Luke chapter 1, verse 1. It says, for as much as many have taken in hand to set forth in order a declaration of those things which are most surely believed among us, even as they delivered them unto us, which from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word. You see what I'm saying? The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old. You see? Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Continuing this one. It says, blessed be the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi of Israel, for He hath visited and redeemed His people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of His servant David, as He spake by the mouth of His holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, man. It's dealing with the first fruits. The first fruits were here from the beginning. The first fruits were, listen, man, it says that the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So let's go to the next point. Right? An angel's disgrace. An angel's disgrace. An angel's disgrace. And we are those angels. We are those Alahayim. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I be among that number. You know what I'm saying? We of the hopeful elect, it's a good chance that we were of those first fruits, that we were of those spirits that were before us, that were before the world, right? But we had a dissension. We had a dissension where we lost our first estate, right? That would go into the book of Jude. Okay. All right, this is Jude. Jude 1 and 6, it says, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. We've been in these chains of darkness, man. What's the chains of darkness? This flesh, to be to walk on this earth as mere mortals when we're not mortals, right? When we're not meant to be mortals. We were not meant to be this low. We were not meant to be, we are not meant to have backaches. We weren't meant to have, you know what I'm saying, foot aches, headaches, sickness and illnesses, man. We weren't meant to have that. That's not what our lot was, right? Or that's not what it's meant. That's not what it was ultimately meant to be. We're meant to be above all people, right? Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Okay? That's what we were meant to be. We were meant to be above these heathen, right? And ultimately, we was meant to lead them to the Most High, right? Because what do we call? We're called Zion. We're called Zion, or Tzayawan in the Hebrew. What does that mean? That means a monument, right? That means a monument, something to remember. And that's how the Most High. That's how the Most High has set it up. The Most High set it up that the world was supposed to see Him through us. The world was supposed to understand Him through us. All right. Let me get that. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. Yahawah thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above all people. Right? You ask the average person, they'll say, oh, that's hate speech. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that you're above other people. You know what I'm saying? But a Rothschild could say that. A Rockefeller could say that. And try something. Try something. You see what I'm saying? The people won't try something. The people won't try nothing. Because they know it's true. They know it's true. They know they ain't banking like that. They know they ain't, they not, no. They know their pockets ain't long like that, man. You see what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with this devil, man. That's what's wrong with this devil, because he's so greedy. He's so greedy. It's not, they got all this power. They got all this money. To the point where money doesn't even mean anything to them anymore. Money don't mean nothing anymore. At this point, it's just control. At this point, they want control over everything now. They can't have enough, man. It's not enough for them. All right. Let me fix this real quick. All right. There we go. So let's see. Let's go to angels dissension, angels disgrace, Jeremiah 33:33. There we go. Slakia, Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 32. And it reads, because of all the evil of the children of Israel, and of the children of Judah, which they have done to provoke me to anger, they, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, and the men of Judah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and they have turned unto me the back, and not the face, though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them, yet they have not hearkened to receive instructions. You see what I'm saying? A stiff-necked people, man. A stiff-necked people. Boy, even the priests and the prophets was going off, right? Everybody was going off. You look in the book of Ezekiel, everybody was going off. The elders was going off. You see what I'm saying? I believe that was the ninth chapter, right? Everyone was going off. Every single Israelite, well, not every single Israelite, Salakia, but the vast majority of Israel was acting crazy. And he had to cut it off. He had to cut it. He said, look, you guys done lost your damn minds, man. Right? They have not hearkened to receive instruction, but they have set their abominations in the house, which is called by my name, to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal. Right? They built the high places of Baal, man. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we got King Ahab. That was an excellent example of that. You know what I'm saying? Even King Solomon went off, bro. You can't tell me that this is, you know what I'm saying? Listen, even Yahawashi had to repent for what he did as King Solomon. You know what I'm saying? As Adam. You know what I'm saying? In his incarnations, he had to get forgiveness for these things, man. We ain't no better. We ain't no better. We certainly ain't no better. Right? Verse 35. And they built the high places of Baal, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech. And we seeing that now, man. We seeing that now. These heifers out here is aborting their children left and right, man. Left and right. Sending them out there to be destroyed. Right? That's the equivalent of sending their sons and their daughters unto Moloch. Unto Moloch. That's the equivalent. Which I commanded them not to do. Neither should do this. Salakia. Neither should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. And now therefore, thus saith Yahweh, the power of Israel, concerning this city, whereof ye say it shall be delivered unto the hand of the king of Babylon, by the sword, and by famine, and by the pestilence. We're dealing with an angel's descent. Angel's descent. You know what I'm saying? An angel's disgrace. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah 17:4. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4 says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Man, we was not meant to be in this low state. We were not meant to be this way. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to Psalms. Here we go. Psalms chapter 82. Psalms chapter 82 verse 6. It says, I have said, ye are gods. That's what we are. That's what we are. That's what we was always meant to be. We was always meant to be Elohim. We was always meant to be gods on this planet. We was always meant to be that. Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes, man. That's that's our descent. That is our descent into this utter darkness that we found ourselves in, man. You see what I'm saying? It was only through the grace, through the power, the spirit of the Most High Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi that brought us out of it. Through this word, the same way Yahawah prayed into the Most High, that your word is truth. Right? Through the truth we came back. Through the word we came back. Through the law and the testimony we came back. Right? Let's look up disgrace real quick. Let's look up disgrace real quick. Bear with me. All right, disgrace. Disgrace. It says loss of honor, loss of respect and reputation, shame, right? Shame. The condition of being strongly and generally disapproved. One that brings disfavor and discredit. A state of being out of favor, exclusion from favor, confidence, or trust as the minister retired from court in disgrace. So, right, for an example, a state of ignominy. Of ignominy. Right? Dishonor or shame, subject to opprobrium. Right? Subjected to opprobrium. A case of shame or reproach. A case of shame or reproach. That which dishonors, as honest poverty is no disgrace. Right? Right? We've been brought low. We have disgraced ourselves. Let's get that. Let's get that. Get that. Let's go to Hosea. Hosea chapter 13, verse 9. It says, Salaki. All right. Hosea 13 and 9, it says, O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. Right? We disgraced ourselves, man. We did this to ourselves. Right? Want of grace of person or mind. Okay? Ungracious condition or character. Okay? So that's the definition of disgrace. That's the definition of disgrace. So we started with the beginning. Then we went into the fall. And we fell. You see, that was that great falling away, and we fell from our grace, man. We fell from the understanding. We don't even know who we are anymore, man. Right? We discontinued from our heritage. Okay? All right? We discontinued from our heritage that we once had. We discontinued from our princely line, from our princely honor and respect that we once used to have. All right? So that was that point. Let's go to the next point. The planet in turmoil. What was the result of us going down? What's the result of us being stuck in this utter darkness? The planet has turned into turmoil. The planet went into turmoil. You see what I'm saying? You listen to the old recordings from I believe it was King Manasseh. I'm not sure who it was, but it was one of the apostles' elders, one of the apostles' teachers. And what did they say? What did he say? He said that we had to that in order for us to come back, we had to know what it meant we had to know what it meant to witness and experience evil, true evil in its purest form. We had to witness it. We had to witness all of this. You know what I'm saying? We had to see it all. We had to record it through our incarnations that we came back in, over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? When we was in slavery, we had to see how Esau treated the people. Even today, we have to see how they get away with their laws, with their justice system. We had to see that. We got to see how wicked they are, how treacherous they are. We have to see that, right? We had to see how unhinged this devil can be, because he had to be the personification of evil. Esau had to be the personification of evil in the flesh. We had to see that. In order for us to rule in righteousness, we had to know both sides. We had to know both sides, man. That's why the Most High written this story the way he did. You see what I'm saying? He wrote this story the way he did, man. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to Romans. All right. Romans chapter 9. Romans chapter 9, let's start at verse 18. It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High power? Right? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? Disgrace. We weren't meant to be in this disgraceful position that we're in. We weren't meant to be there. We weren't meant to be that. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High said it this way. The Most High said it this way. This is that low tree. We became that low tree. This is why. This is that great plot in the story where the low tree has to be exalted and the high tree has to be brought down and disgraced and dishonored. One vessel into honor, the other into dishonor. It's been written that way, and it was meant to play out that way from the foundation of the earth. It was meant to go that way. Right? Let's get that. Let's go to Ezekiel. I believe it's Ezekiel chapter 17. I believe it's Ezekiel. Let's see. Here we go. Ezekiel chapter 17. Ezekiel 17 verse 22. Let's start with that. Ezekiel 17:22, it says, thus saith Yahawah power, I will also take out of the highest branch of the high cedar and will set it. I will crop it off from the top of his young twigs, a tender one, and will plant it upon the high mountain and eminent. In the mountain of the height of Israel will I plant it. Let's begin it with Yahawah Yahawashi, then the first fruits, the 144,000, and the remnant that followed them. Then the remnant that followed them. The same that goes into the prayer that Yahawashi prayed to the Most High, man. Back in John 17th chapter. Salaki. Okay? The same ones. He's going to plant it in the top of the mountain of Israel, upon Mount Zion. Right? I will plant it, and it shall bring forth boughs and bear fruit, and be a goodly cedar. And under it shall dwell all fowl of every wing. In the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell, man. And every nation is going to come and flow to the Israelites. Every nation is going to flow to Jerusalem. Every nation is going to flow to the kingdom of Israel, to seek counsel, to seek the wisdom. Wisdom is going to flourish. Flourish. Right? Verse 24. And all the trees of the field, shall know that I, the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, have brought down the high tree. You see what I'm saying? Let's dig into that. Isaiah chapter 14. Isaiah chapter 14. It said, how is this the man? Everybody gonna look at a Rothschild and be like, is this the one that ruled the world? Huh? This the one that ruled the world? Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, all of them. All of them. We're gonna have the highest among these elites in the lowest pits, and everyone's gonna look at them. Everyone gonna see them naked, ugly, stinking. Their women won't want to lay with them. It's gonna, man, listen, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad for y'all Edomites, man, and the Most High gonna turn it all upside down for y'all. We're gonna turn it all upside down for y'all, man. Y'all gonna understand what it feels like to be a broke, dusty nigga. Y'all gonna be the new niggas in the kingdom that's coming. In this reset, y'all gonna be the ones. Going back, y'all gonna be brought to y'all place. Y'all gonna be brought low. Low. All the trees of the field shall know that I, the Lord Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, brought down the high tree, and have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, has spoken and have done it. And have done it. You see what I'm saying? A small one shall become 1,000, right? And one shall become a great nation. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna multiply. We're gonna multiply and multiply and multiply. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be on that level. It's gonna be on that level, man. You see what I'm saying? And we're gonna be an entire race of supers. An entire race of supers. Y'all DBZ fans out there, man, it's gonna be a whole race of Saiyans. A whole race of Saiyans. Super Saiyans. You see what I'm saying? Boy, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. That's why the scriptures say that the heathen shall envy thee, but shall not be able to do anything against thee, man. This is that great reset, man. They done hurt this planet. They done hurt this planet. The earth is in turmoil because of them. The earth has been thrown out of course. Let's get that. Back in Psalms. Psalms 82, verse 5. They know not. Now let's start at verse 4. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. All the foundations of the earth are out of course, man. Ain't no way this grass should be dead right here. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. There ain't no way, man. Ain't no way all this vegetation should be as weak as it is. You see? There's no way. This place needs to be flourishing, man. We shouldn't be looking at We shouldn't be looking at Pandora on the movie Avatar and seeing that as a fantastic planet far exceeding this one. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. This should be Pandora. This place should be Pandora with the mystical creatures, the great creatures, grand creatures, and ravens flying all over the place, man. Amazing creatures. And the Most High is going to bring all of that back. He's going to bring all that back. All that back. You see what I'm saying? People going to be seeing Leviathan again. See, man, listen. The behemoth is going to come back. Boy, look. Man, we shouldn't have to look at Jurassic Park and say, wow, how great would it be to look at a brontosaurus? How great would it be to see a brontosaurus in real life? Ain't supposed to be like that, man. The Most High is going to bring all that back. All that back. He will beautify this planet once again, man. This place is taking a toll. This place is taking a toll under Esau's rulership. Look at Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah. Come on now. Come on now, Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 24. Isaiah 24 verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and laneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hearty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. This place is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Right? Because they have transgressed the law. They have transgressed the law. You go into the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and they tell you straight up, man, these heathen, these Edomites, man, look. As a matter of fact, let's go into the Apocrypha after this. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Verse 19, the earth is utterly broken down. Right? The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth is moved, man, listen, this place is tired. This place is tired. This planet is tired, man. You seeing animal attacks increasing and increasing because they're tired. They're tired. They're tired. We got whales beaching themselves. We got birds falling out the sky, man. Listen, this place is tired, bro. This place is tired. Let's go to let's go to 1 Maccabees. All right. Okay, this is 1 Maccabees. 1 Maccabees chapter 1. 1 Maccabees chapter 1. Let's start at verse. Let's just start at the top. Let's start at the top. 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and 1. It says, and it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made many wars. This is the beginning of Esau's rulership. This is the beginning of Esau coming into dominance, right? As it was written in the book of Genesis that he would have the dominion, right? This was the beginning of that. And he was the first, instead, the first over Greece. Verse 2. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then he died. And his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. When the natural rulers fell, Esau came into power, and he treated this place like his own personal playground. You see what I'm saying? He never meant well for this place, for this world. He's not a proper ruler. He's not a proper ruler. He's not profitable to this world. You see what I'm saying? That's why he's got to be taken down. All right, the remembrance of fathers. The remembrance of fathers. Okay? The remembrance of fathers. I touched on this earlier. The Israelites came back into the understanding of who we were. We came back into it. We remember, right? We remember the Most High placed the Spirit on Elder Abba Bivens, right? To teach the sons. He came back as Elijah the prophet. Elijah the prophet to bring back the sons to the fathers. You see what I'm saying? And the fathers to the sons. Listen, that's how this whole thing started. That's how the train started rolling through the spirit. Then you had King Manasseh, you had High Priest Aviyah, High Priest Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Apostle Tahar, you got Apostle Gabar, Apostle Vakar, Apostle of Ramlan. You got all the elders of Connecticut, you know what I'm saying? And then the elders and the brethren on down, you see? And those that teach the likewise doctrine, that's how the spirit got rolling. You see what I'm saying? We began to remember the face of our fathers, right? You read that, you watch that movie. You watch that movie, Dark Tower. Watch that movie Dark Tower with Idris Elba. You see what I'm saying? And what does he say? He says, remember the face of your fathers. Remember the face of your fathers. And we've remembered the face of our fathers, man. We've come back to the understanding. We've come back to remembrance thereof. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32nd chapter. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7 says, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. Right? We've come back to this remembrance. We've come back to it. And now we're teaching others. Now we're teaching our families. You see what I'm saying? And we're understanding that this is not for everyone. Not even for all of Israel. This is for only the elect to get it. Only the elect can understand this. Only the elect can come back. You understand? Let's go to Baruch. This is Baruch, the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 29. It says, if ye will not hear my words, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. Right? And shall know that I am Yahawah their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. Right now we got Israelites in the Philippines coming out, man. Call hello, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. We got Israelites coming out all around the world. Yo, Esau is hurt. Esau is hurt. He's frightened. He's scared. Why? Because he knows what this means. He knows what that means, man. You see, and return from their stiffness and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers. They will remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 59th chapter. Okay, Isaiah chapter 59, verse 20. It says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahawah. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahawah. My spirit is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahawah, from henceforth and forever. What does the book of Daniel say? The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. Shall take the kingdom. Not ask for the kingdom. Nigga, we gonna take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You got a dumb nigga that's sitting here talking about Esau gonna rise up again. Esau gonna rise up again after we come back to the Holy Land. No, man. No. Sit down somewhere, man. Sit down somewhere. You need to be taught again. You need to be taught again, man. You're supposed to be a teacher, but you need to be taught again. Right? So we've remembered our fathers. We remembered the ways of our fathers. We came back to the remembrance. We came back to the remembrance of our former glory. Right? Through this law, through the ordinances, through this book, through the word. We came back to the understanding that that the Israelites were here before. And that they came back in the reincarnation over and over to do the will of the power. To do the will of the Father. We had to go into our punishment, man. We had to go into our punishment. We had to suffer. Now it's time to come back, man. Lamentations, the fourth chapter. Lamentations chapter 4. Verse 22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see, our time of iniquity is our iniquity is over. Our time of punishment is over. It's up. It's time for salvation now. It's time for the Most High to break this place down to the ground. You see what I'm saying? And bring back his elect. Bring back his elect. He ain't gonna let us stay here. He ain't gonna let us stay here, man. Here we go. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 7. Let's start at verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Right? As a result of our fall, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And their hurtful words are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahawah, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith Yahawah, I will surely avenge them. I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. All right? And destroy all the land thereof, man. We ain't gonna stay here much longer, man. We done came back to the understanding. We remember who we are, right? It's time for the Most High to lay the judgment. It's time for judgment, man. Right? Okay? A status restored. After salvation comes a status that's restored. Then comes the reset. Then comes the reboot. After salvation comes the reboot. The great reset that's supposed to happen. Right? Right, let's get into this reset real quick. Just a couple verses, and we're gonna close this out. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 14. Zechariah chapter 14, verse. Let's start at verse 8. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 8, and it shall be in that day that living waters shall go out from Jerusalem, half of them toward the former sea, and half of them toward the hinder sea. In summer and in winter shall it be. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day, y'all saw Esau. Y'all look at Esau with all his million flags on. He got like 5 flags on his truck. Boy, those the ones that's the most scariest, right? Those the ones that's the most scared. They the scariest motherfuckers out here, man. Right? They the ones that's the most fearful. The ones that's got the most, that's got the most flags out here are the ones that are the most fearful. They the ones that start cowering when they see 2 to 3 so-called black people get in one group and just start talking about video games. They get scared. They're like, why is these black guys standing there just talking to each other? It's like 3 of them. It's like 3 of them, guys. That's one of those Edomites, man. Got all the flags on his fucking car, on his fucking truck. But inwardly, he's just a fucking pussy. He's just a pussy, man. He saw us through, man. They tired, they through, man. They through. This last generation, boy, look, it ain't gonna be good for Esau, man. It ain't gonna be good. Verse 9, Zechariah chapter 14, verse 9. It says, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. All the land shall be turned as a plain from Geba to Rimmon, south of Jerusalem. And there shall be lifted up and inhabited in her place from Benjamin's gate unto the gate, unto the place of the first gate, unto the corner gate, and from the tower of Hananiel unto the king's wine presses. And that wine, boy, that wine gonna be good, man. That wine gonna be good. We gonna sip the wine with Yahawashi, man. Toast to the most. He's gonna have the first toast, boy. The first toast, man. And that wine is gonna be flowing. When we get beamed up in those chariots, man, Lord willing, I'll be among that number. We get beamed up in them chariots, man. It's gonna be a feast. It's gonna be a festival, a festive time, man. We gonna be praising. We gonna be happy. Some are gonna be weeping and joy. I mean, we gonna be just happy, happy that we're free. Happy that the change is completely gone now. Happy that Babylon the Great can no longer do its damage in this earth no more. Happy that now the reset comes into play. Now it's time to reset this place. Now it's time to bring the glorious planet back to what it once was. Jerusalem is going to be plenteous, flourishing again. All right, the wine presses, verse 11. And men shall dwell in it, and there shall be no more unto destruction. But Jerusalem shall be safely inhabited. Safely inhabited. Ain't gonna be no more wars anymore, man. No more wars. Right? Okay, let's jump down. That's going into the destruction by the nukes. It's going into the nuclear fire. Let's jump down. Let's jump to verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left in all the nations which came up against Jerusalem shall even go from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the feast of tabernacles every year. You know what I'm saying? Like the beloved brother of Azan Amath. You know what I'm saying? He was saying, you know, they're gonna come up year by year to bring their goods, to bring the best of their fruits, the best of their linen, the best of their fabric, the best of their jewelry, the best of the best of the best. And shit, man, they're gonna bring the best of their virgins to offer up. Shit. Like, can you imagine how one of their virgins would feel? You know what I'm saying? How one of their virgins would feel being given the privilege of marrying, of becoming a concubine to a god, becoming a concubine to one of the Israelites, the wealthiest of nations, right? the most beautiful, the most handsome men of the entire planet, the entire cosmos, and I get to be one of their wives. That's how these virgins is gonna feel. Being brought to the men, being brought as an offering. I offer you, you know, a band of our country's greatest women. You know what I'm saying? How this place has a Miss Universe or you know, like a Miss America or something like that, where they hold beauty pageants and whatnot and all this, so on and so forth. It's gonna be like that, and they're gonna be offering their best to the men of Israel. They're gonna be offering, that, like I said, their best fruit, their best herbs, right? You know what I'm saying? Their best linen cloths, their best and their finest tapestries. They're gonna offer that stuff up, and they're gonna come to worship our King yearly. Can you imagine that? Imagine every time when it's a high holy day, or the Feast of Tabernacles, and you see all these chariots coming into the atmosphere. Those are Israelites visiting from their home planets, visiting from their planets that they inhabited. Think about that. All these Israelites coming from other planets to visit Jerusalem to keep the feasts. Think about how epic that is, man. Right? Verse 17, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt, Slakia. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. You're going to get down with the program or not. You see what I'm saying? Verse 19. This shall be the punishment of Egypt, and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. In that day shall there be upon the bells of the horses holiness unto the Lord, and the pots of the Lord's house shall be like the bowls before the altar. It's gonna be fashioned gold around this place, man. Gold upon gold upon gold upon gold. It's gonna be the best of the best, man. You see what I'm saying? You'd be a dumb motherfucker to not wanna visit. Listen, listen. You think it's a great thing to see Disneyland or something like that, or to see not Disneyland, but like the palaces of Dubai, or the palaces in China and something like that. You think that's a spectacle? You think that's a spectacle? No, that ain't nothing. That's child's play. That's child's play, man. It says the bowls, like the bowls before the altar. Yeah, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts. And all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them and seed therein. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite in the house of the Lord of hosts. Right? Greatness is coming this way, man. This is going to be that great reset. And Esau is going to be at the lowest of the low of the bottom, and every other nation is going to spit at him. Every other nation is going to look at him in disgust. Man, look. And after 1,000 years, we get to fully eradicate this leech. You see what I'm saying? Off the face of the earth. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 60. is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8. Who are these that fly as the cloud and as the doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yahawah thy power, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. Right? Verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. Right? For the nation and kingdom that shall not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. Y'all be falling out the tree. Right? The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Yasharallah. Right? Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so shall no man, so that no man went through thee. I will make thee an eternal excellence, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and suck the breast, and shall suck the breast of kings. Right? Meaning we're going to have their substance. You know what I'm saying? And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Hi there. Let's see. Verse 17, check this out. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and mine exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. Right? Right, and that continues on, into the glory of the kingdom, man. But that's the point. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? A great reset is coming. Right? A great reset is coming, man. You know what I'm saying? And we will no longer be subject to this damn captivity, man. Right? We're about to be brought high. We're about to be esteemed. You know what I'm saying? Beginning with our big brother and our king, Yahawah Hamashiach. Right? Alright, so I'm going to cut that there, man. I pray this has been edifying. This is your brother Zakari Yalla out here, Branchton, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Once again. And as I close it out, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Yakib out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yakwat that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all throughout the thumb. Shalom.